116, 117, 118. There it is. It was in your hands.
How did you do that?
118. JUXTAPAD is more than just a magic trick. Imagine being able to take anything you write or draw and have it vanish, change, or appear at will. JUXTAPAD allows you to perform numerous effects, while also giving you the freedom to create many more. Even though the possibilities with JUXTAPAD are endless, my favorite effect to perform is the book test. Go through the book like this and you just say stop. Stop. Just remember the first word up there on the page. And actually remember the page number just in case you forget it. I'm going to try to get your word without asking you any questions and without going back in the book. Maybe 4 or 5 letters, right? Okay.
I swear to God.
Oh my God.
But that's it. I'm committed. I can't change my mind. What I wrote, it's what's on there. I can't put anything in. I can't take anything out.
Let me see it.
What was the word you were thinking of?
Was whole.
Was whole, but is that with the H or with the...
WHOLE.
Do you remember the page number?
Yes.
Yeah, what was the...
118.
118. So, whole 118.
What?
High five.
Dude!
How are you doing that?
Can I see your hand real quick?
Yeah.
And can you put your hand on top? So I'm going to try to make your word vanish. Look. Vanish. Watch. It's gone.
I swear to
It's
God.
gone. No, really, it's gone.
Is it really?
Really?
Look.
Where is Jesus? Sorry. How is that possible?
You want me to take it a step further? I can if you
Yes,
want.
please.
I can make it come back. What was the page number?
Still here.
118.
118.
Yeah.
Wait. Did I get near the book? Did I touch your phone? Did I? No. Take your phone out of the. Again, nothing in my hand. I'll even take my watch off. I don't want you to think something's. Watch.
I want to see it.
118.
Yes.
Right.
I swear to God, bro. I swear to God.
That's 76. That's 90.
Okay.
116, 117, 118. You guys can keep that as a souvenir for our experience together. You can use any pen, any marker. There are no special inks. You also don't have to palm or add anything at any time. Once you learn the secret of JUXTAPAD, you'll see how good, how practical, and how clever it truly is.
No, do another one for us. I don't believe
So
you.
here, I'll do another one. Okay, here. So let me see your hand. Let me see your hand. And can you put your other hand on top? And I'm going to try to make her word vanish. Look, it's gone. 117, 118. There it is. You said 118. There it is.
Dude, but how the f*** that was that in the book?
Here. Here. There, and you can...
This is so fun. Get away from me.
What the...
Where'd it go? All right, my friends, here we are. We are here today to talk all about JUXTAPAD. You just saw the trailer for this, and here's the artwork for it. This is by Latorre, but the man behind it all, the man that's produced this, is right here with me. You might recognize his face. Mr. Mark Mason, how are we doing, buddy?
Yeah, hey, nice to be with you today, Luke. How are you?
I'm doing great. And first of all, thank you for joining us to talk all about your brand new release. I know you were kind of soft releasing this at Blackpool. We were kind of made the debut.
Yeah.
I got to see this firsthand, and congrats, man. It's officially now out on the market. This is cool.
Yeah, it was a little bit more work than it looks. It looks like a novel thin, simple gimmick, but it's not quite as easy to make as you think. So
Sure.
you hit the nail on the head. It was almost like a soft release at Blackpool, just to iron out all the kinks, make sure I was happy with it, make sure it worked every single time. Because I get to dem it 300, 400, 500 times at Blackpool, right?
Yeah.
Which I love. No, seriously, I get to dem it hundreds of times, and then I can iron out if there's any kinks or anything. Thought it came out really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of friends here saying they've seen this. It looks great. I've also seen some people over on the old cafe saying that they had this dimmed for them at the convention and absolutely love this. So let's dive in. Let's talk about some of the details of JUXTAPAD. Of course, this comes from a very creative guy, Alex Latorre. He's had some other really good releases, but you have a knack, Mark, for finding really, really good magic, but more importantly, commercial and practical magic that people will actually use. So how did you find this one? Because I know you're traveling the world. How did you get your hands on JUXTAPAD? Yeah.
I mean, the real honest truth is Alex sent me a clip.
Okay.
And he said, I've been messing around with an idea. He said, can I show you the idea? And he sent me a clip. I really liked it straight away. I liked the method. I think, and I'm not just saying this, I think the method's great. It fools everyone, the method. It's very, very clever. It's very different. And I tweaked what Alex sent me. It's made differently. If anyone speaks to Alex or you get to meet Alex, I made it different. And I didn't know Alex was an engineer, but Alex is actually an engineer. And he said, it's not easy to do what you're going to try and do. And then my good friend, you know Bob Swadlin?
Oh, my God. Yeah, he's great.
So I went to Bob, and Bob was, he's a top engineer. And I said to Bob, what I'd like to do is this to make the pad. And straight away, Bob said, that's not as easy as you think to do. So I knew I liked it, is what I'm trying to say. I thought it fit my line perfect. I thought this is going to fit great for me, right into the type of magic I like to do and perform and demonstrate. And so really, Alex made it easy by, if I'm being truthful, offering me something that I thought was really good.
Very nice. And I'm showing a little mini clip from the trailer of the vanish of the words from the pad, the post-it pad. And of course, you can have that appear anywhere that you like at the end, which is really cool. One of the most common questions I've seen about this, because I was just showing the pad, is do you need refills for this? Because obviously if you're writing on something and you're going to peel off the piece of paper, are there going to be refills for JUXTAPAD?
Okay, the answer is no, because only how do I say this so it makes sense? Only two sections of the pad are gimmicks. So two halves are a gimmick and two halves are a regular pad, Luke. And the piece you're writing and tearing off is off a regular post-it pad. And they're called mini super sticky pads that I like to use.
Okay.
They're 3M post-it. Now, literally, it comes with a refill pack. But from any station, as I'm just buying them from Office Depot or Staples or online, you can get 10 packs for about $10, and that's 2,000 sheets.
Oh, wow.
Which is 2,000 performances. So when the pad's getting thinner, you're just going to add a stack of real post-it notes, and they're already sticky. You don't have to glue them. You don't do anything. You just stick them onto your pad. And so now you're ready and you reset again. And again, all joking aside, at Blackpool, I probably went through 3 or 4 pads, entire blocks, because I think they're in 100 or 200, you know, those little post-it pads.
Yep.
They're 2-inch by 2-inch square, the one I use.
Okay.
And so the answer is you're not buying refills from me or from you.
Right.
Or you're going to Office Depot and buying 2,000 for $10, right?
Yeah, and I want to make sure people knew that, because sometimes they think with the trick, there are refills you have to buy specific for the trick. This isn't the case. I wanted to make sure that we got that out of the way. Yeah.
And you're not trimming down neither. If you buy the 2x2s, you're just putting them straight back on top of the gimmick.
Okay. Cool.
I think the gimmick pad, brilliant idea. I said to Alex when I first saw it, I went, that's so good. Such a clever thing, because we had to pick a trick for the trailer and for the DVD. I mean, I know there's some other ideas on there, but we had to pick something specific. But really, it's not a book test. You could make any word, any symbol. My friend does a brilliant trick with 3 ESP symbols, and they vanish and change. And it's not just a book test. You can make it into anything.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because, of course, one of the main parts of the trailer that we're showing is Javier out doing this as part of a book test. But that's one of my favorite methods for, and I think that's actually the one that you did for me at Blackpool too, the routine that you did for me. But there's so much more that you can do with this. And the guy that was with me actually when you demoed it, Nigel Quinn's here, and he says, "Hi Mark, best demo guy on the planet." And of course, I agree with that tenfold. You are the best demo guy around for sure.
Yeah, that's very nice of you to say. I don't know. I'm getting old, guys.
Don't say that.
Once upon a time, I'm getting old now, but yeah, I like it, and I understand there's a place for the internet, and I understand there's a place for online, but I still like that you can see it, that demo, that live.
Yep.
You can see it, and then make your own mind up. You could walk away from me and go, I didn't like that trick at all. Or you could go, that was great, right? And that's what I still like that feeling. I do remember Nigel being with you when I showed you at Blackpool, actually.
Yeah, he's a really
say
nice
hi
guy.
to Nigel if he can hear me. I don't know if he can.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Say,
yeah.
And really strong. The post-it note reappearing in the book is a fooler, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And again, any book. I want the guys to make sure because they're seeing it maybe as part of a book test. This is done any book again. I love the one part in the trailer where the girl's like, he reveals the word, and then she's like, "Oh, well, can you do more?" And he's like, already ready to knock her out with the revelation.
Yeah. Well, you've already in that next bit. She kind of gives you the perfect dream question there, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And it happens to me behind the booth sometimes. I've just been to Italy and done 10 lectures, and I did something, and then one guy said, "Well, could it be an Italian word?" And I'd already written an Italian word. And so now it's like the dream, and he went, "Oh, that's the best thing ever," So,
Love it.
So yeah, exactly. It can be any word. You can make a message appear. I'll tell you something I do like to do, Luke. I like to write somebody's name. So I'll give you an example. Sarah. Mm-hmm. But I spell Sarah wrong. I purposely miss the H off the end.
Okay.
And then as I put the pad on her hand, I say, "You're thinking of Sarah, right?" And they say, "Yeah." And then I'll turn it and I'll show it, and they'll say, "Yeah, but it's not spelt like that." And then when they turn it again, it's now spelt correctly.
Clever.
So it's not always a vanish. I do a change. Alex had a great idea where he makes a phobia disappear. Cool. He asks them about phobias, and he draws a spider. When they turn the hand over, the spider's gone. And so I'm just trying to give you some ideas that the pad is so it's a versatile gimmick, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And actually, Alex is he's in the chat, and he says, "That's why I sent this to Mark. I'm not a great performer myself, but I knew Mark could take my idea and really kick some ass with it." And obviously, you are the guy at conventions, and I'm sure everyone watching has handed their money to you at one point in their life. You're the guy everyone's seen, everyone knows, and it's always fun because you pop up and you always have such fun stuff. And that's what got me with this one. You're known for a lot of different things, card tricks, some coin stuff. Then you drop this on me and I'm like, wait, what's going on here? He's got a little pad, thing it disappears and it's in the book. I'm like, man, this is like, it's fresh. You don't just get stuck on one thing. You like to really expand on the stuff that you produce.
I think if you're not, in all aspects of your life, Luke, if you're not pushing the boundaries and trying to find a new problem to solve, because that's what I like, then it gets a bit stale, doesn't it? If every single time it's the 5 of diamonds, there's a point where you go, it's nice to have a change, isn't it? And I am the first to hold my hand up. I am not a massive mentalism guy. I am not that field at all, but I don't know how many mentalism guys, Luke, have said this thing's great.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're the heavy duty mentalism guys who are doing a center tear and getting a peek and writing the information. But I really liked the book test. I thought it was such a clever idea. I knew it had fool magicians as well, and it does. It really does. I think hand on heart, there's not many who go, I know exactly how that works.
Yeah, I was just showing a little bit of the trailer there where the word vanishes from the book and it appears back inside the book. It's such a fun moment. It's such a good moment.
It is.
I want to also let the guys know that are watching, if you have any questions for Mark about this, also Alex is hanging out in the chat. If you have any questions about JUXTAPAD. Please let us know. That's why we're here. We answered the first one, which was about refills, and there's nothing magical to buy as far as refills go, just as far as pads go. When you run out, you just have to buy another pack. Super cheap, super easy.
Absolutely. And if I can answer any questions at all, obviously,
cool.
Just shoot. Yeah, absolutely. And I'll try and be as honest and tell you exactly what's going on.
Mark, Wybrow says, when is the release date? Mark, this was actually released yesterday, so this is now available worldwide.
Yeah, yesterday.
From Magic Shops, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, and I saw several Magic Shops, Luke, already advertising. I don't know where the other Mark lives, but I already saw people all over the world saying, hey, we've got this in stock, so I'm sure he can find one somewhere near where he is.
Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about the internet. There's a lot of good things about the internet, but that's one good thing. No matter where you are in the world, you can order stuff now. Didn't used to be that way. And two, we can do stuff like this, Mark. It's pretty cool too, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty different, right?
Ellis Cohen wants to know, what skill level do you need? So let's get into some of the specifics with JUXTAPAD. How tough is this to do at the end of the day?
All right, well, I'm happy to answer that question, but let's ask you, Luke. Do you think that's a tough trick, honestly?
No, I don't. No.
Rather than me say, would you call that a tough trick?
No, I would say that basically...
We're out of 10, would you put it around a 3?
Yeah, that's actually where my mind was going, a 3. Yeah, because
under 5, right?
The gimmick that you receive pretty much does the work for you, which is the nice
bit. Pretty much.
Yeah.
You have got to set one. If you're going to do the book test, you're going to set the book once.
Right.
You can change the book and you can change the word, but you've got to set that once, but that's no skill.
Right.
The word and the page are 0 skill because the gimmick is making that happen, isn't it?
Yep.
And then the pad is the other half of the gimmick, and that's, I mean, what we should say to him is we're not palming anything, we're not holding anything out, we're not adding anything. So really, I would put the skill level around a 3 maybe, and maybe just more presentation than sleight of hand.
Yeah, no, that's actually a fair point. No, you're right. It's definitely more about how to present it than it is how to do it. Very good point.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. This was a question about the price. I forget where it was. I was trying to find. Someone asked about the price. It's $45. Whoever asked that, which is a steal for what you're getting here. A utility, basically, device that allows you to do a lot of different things. So yeah, great price.
I don't often talk about pricing, but I try to always be pretty fair and in that reasonable where most people can afford one. If my things are higher, there's always a reason they're higher. I was telling Alex the other day the amount of work I don't want to give all the gimmick away, but the amount of work to get that tool made. There's a special tool that makes that pad. You can't just drill pads. If you drill a pad, all the pages flare, don't they?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah.
And now the gimmick, the gimmick's made, won't sit together and it won't work.
Right.
There's a lot more involved and that's why I always give like Bob a little tip of my hat, because Bob said we could design a gimmick like this and we could make the tool do this. Yeah. And I think Alex is still online. The first thing he sent me didn't do what it does now. It couldn't do because Alex couldn't physically construct that in his house or his workshop or wherever. So that $45 does include the 9 months of research and tooling and work. It really is a great price. It's very fair.
And that's something I think a lot of people forget sometimes, is that with a Magic release, a product, you don't know how long it took to actually get where it is either. You know, it's that time, like you said, the R&D, the creative part, the routine. Like you're getting a finished product when you buy something. And obviously with Mark, if it's got his stamp of approval on it, you know it's going to be good. He's got the reputation.
I think a lot of magicians overlook that, right, Luke? And I'm not picky, and they just see the 9 of diamonds, the 7 of clubs, and the 3 of hearts and go, this should be $8, right? And I go, well, hang on a minute now. There was some work here to get it to this state. And that trick, Alex will know better than me if he's still online. I think I'm about 9 or 10 months in development from when I paid him the rights to manufacture it. I think we're about 9 or 10 months in.
Okay.
So there's quite a lot of work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you do that with all of your products. I mean, you put a lot of love into your stuff, and people know that. Yeah. And there's another friend out here saying, Jerome Parker says, love everything Mark Mason puts out. So another person that gets it, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I try my best. And again, I'm sat here being honest. They're not all 100% winners. Sometimes I go, man, I could have done, maybe a year down the line, you think I could have tweaked this or I could have changed it. But by putting some time in before the release and then trying a soft release, that's the best answer for me.
Yeah.
That's how you kind of get to the best developed product you can get. I'm not a big lover of version 2, version 3, version 4. So I try to make it as near as I'm going to get it the first time, unless there is a real massive improvement somewhere.
Alex is here, and he says, this did take some time. Took me about a year to come up with the basic idea, and then Mark and Bob took about 9 months more. So, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, I remember when Alex first Skyped me, he said, I've been playing with this idea for about a year. And I thought, well, that must be worth a look. Anything anybody's persevered with for a year is worth a look, right? So I took a look, and I think I'm about right. I think it was about 9 months to get to the final release. And of course, there's artwork and there's videos and there's trailers. And I didn't like any of the first artwork, and that all got changed. And I'm being honest, I didn't like the first trailer that you guys did for me. We tweaked it and we changed it, and it's a process, right?
Yep, that's right. But I mean, the finished product, I hope for you, is worth the wait and all the extra hassle. So, yeah.
Got some great reviews today, people.
Sweet.
Some really nice comments today, people saying the trailer's great and the effect looks great, and so that was really good.
Awesome.
So Murphy's did a good job for us, right?
Oh yeah, we do our best, man. We do our best. Speaking of good people out here, Ryan Tricks, I want to give a shout out to my boy Ryan Tricks. He is a good friend of mine on the other side of the pond. Been on TV. Says he can't wait to get his hands on it. He loves those tricks. So there you go. All right.
Great. Thanks, Ryan.
I was going to say, there's another question coming in. Michael Pilkey, and I know there was another person that asked this too. What is the reset like? Also, hey to Mark. So Michael Pilkey's giving you a hello and a reset question on JUXTAPAD.
Yeah, it's a great question, and there's 2 ways to go. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy? I hope everything is going well. Mike, there's 2 different ways you can do this. On the trailer, every time he never takes the Post-it note out of the book. He doesn't give it to the girl. Just to be clear, that really comes out. You can take that Post-it note out and give that to the guy or the girl, right? Mm-hmm. That means you have to put another Post-it note in the book.
Right.
To go again, doesn't it? So the reset then would be put a new note in the book and push the gimmick back around again.
Okay.
If you do not give them that, if you're going to use that note every time, then all you're really doing is tearing off the one you've written on the pad and giving it to the guy, and it's reset.
Very cool. Yeah, I've seen this.
They're really your 2 options. So when I demmed it for you, Luke, in Blackpool, I tore that out of the book, stuck it on your T-shirt.
Yeah.
So now I've got another one in the book, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Mike, if it's taking you more than 5 seconds to reset, you're doing it wrong. It's a 5-second reset.
Cool. Yeah, it's a worker in every sense of the word. It really is, and it's such a nice breath of fresh air to have something that's different like this. That you can use, because it's fun to do card tricks and coin tricks, but isn't it nice to throw in a piece of something else every now and then? You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I keep getting asked on my personal internet and email, is it really in the book? Is there a hole in the back of the book? Is there a slot in the book? Yeah. Because I have to admit, if I saw that trailer, I'd go, well, it can't be in the book.
Yep.
I mean, that Post-it note can't be in that book, can it? I mean, when you see the method, you go, oh my God, it's in the book.
Yes,
and that's what I like the most. And I sent Alex a message months and months ago going, the best bit is it's in the book. That makes me smile every time when it's in the book. When I dem it, I don't know if I did it for you, Luke, I just look at the book and go, could it be? That's all I say. I don't say anything else. And everybody goes, oh, no, it's going to be in the book. It's one of them tricks. I let them know the answer. They know. I let them know. I go, could it be? And I point at the book, and they go, it's going to be in the book. And now they go, there's no way. And I like that. I like that part of it, that I tip the very end before the very end. I love that.
Michael Bell says, I've got to meet Mark a few times at Magic Live. Always a great table to stop by and check out. His stuff looks legit. Speaking of that, you and I were talking briefly before we went live here. Are you going to be back at Magic Live this year, Mark?
Yeah, already signed up.
Sweet. As
soon as they send out the invitations, I couldn't think of the word. Yeah, already signed up, picked my booth. It's all done.
Cool.
I don't know if you know, the dealers have a raffle system there. Did you know that, Luke?
I didn't know that, huh?
So they draw the raffle tickets, and you get a number, and that's your pick. And you get to, so if you're number 23, you get to pick where you're going to be in the room. Already picked, already looking good.
Perfect.
I'll definitely have some JUXTAPADs, so if anybody wants fooling, you need to come over and take a look. I've got a couple of other cool things as well, so that'll be nice for Magic Live.
Speaking of the performance of this, because of how powerful it is, someone made a comment here, another Mark Barbary. What about television rights? He says you'll see someone on TV doing this soon, and I'd agree. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this pop up, on AGT or something, or something like that. But what about the TV rights? So do we need to worry about that with this? I
always have a really weird issue when somebody sells you something and then tells you you're not allowed to do it. I just don't
It's a little weird, yeah.
It never makes any sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not allowed to do it now. I go, but you've bought one. You can do anything you like with it, obviously. I mean, I know for a fact, I can't say too much, but I know someone's just done one of my tricks on Foolers. Nobody called me and said, can I do a trick on Foolers? I mean, then why should they? They've put their own spin on it. They've made it into their own thing, and that's what it is. But yeah, the answer to me is it's funny because it's like the dream television trick.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And that question is really good. I would not be shocked whatsoever. Today I got an email from my old friend. Does anybody know Chris Dugdale out there? Chris is a really good friend of mine. Top performer, very good friend. And already he said, Mark, I'm going to get one of these and do it at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It'll be perfect for the Fringe. So I know people are going to be doing the trick. I mean, there's no doubt about that. The Belgium guy, Gunther, I always say his last name long, Guili, Gunther from Belgium. Mm-hmm. Top Belgian magician, already doing it in his show all the time and says it's terrific. So yeah, he's right. Yeah, I think we are going to see it on TV pretty soon.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
But you have to send me money. I want rights and I want money for television. It's got to be, seriously, just go on and kill with it. That's what it's for. That's what magic is, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. Another specific question with JUXTAPAD here. Paul Fleming would like to know pocket space. Is it just the Post-it? So, of course, I'll let you answer that. But there's different ways to do this. But the basic one, do you just need to have the Post-it in your pocket?
Yeah, just the Post-it note in your pocket. Cool. Obviously, if it's going to be a book test, you're going to need a book, obviously. So pocket management, he must be talking about close-up, because if it was stage, you wouldn't be worried. He'd have it on a small table.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw the actual proper DVD, the video instructions. Sorry, Luke.
No.
There's a great card to box there that I do. Really good, really. Mm-hmm. Somebody picks a card, I write the card down, the card's wrong, it's right, and then it's inside the card case.
Cool.
And that pocket management would be just your regular deck and the Post-it pad. It's a great handling for making a card vanish from the deck, from the Post-it pad, and ending up in the box they're holding. So really, really good. That would be great for close-up and scrolling. And it's on the video instructions. It's not an add-on. It's one of the routines I teach.
Perfect. All right. That is another thing I'll say. Your instructions are always really detailed. And I mean, I've never watched one and said, well, I don't really understand how to do this, or I don't go away wanting more. I always get enough with the stuff that you include. They're not fancy, Luke. I don't blow up buildings. There's no traffic lights. Nobody gets shot. It's just me in a studio going, "Hey guys, this is what it is." No. And I figure with the teaching section, you need to keep it as clear and simple as you can, right? True. Yeah, very true.
So hopefully the instructions are pretty good. I know Alex saw them and he said, "Yep." He understood what it was, and so that's pretty good.
Speaking of Alex again, he says, the thing is, I always like to build my own effects, but this one is truly a true work of engineering on Mark and Bob's part. Couldn't be happier with the final result and really can't wait to work with Mark again. So, we're just singing your praises left and right, but obviously working with you is something different, but I'm not surprised. I mean, you know what you're doing. How long have you been doing this, Mark?
2 weeks on Friday.
No, whatever. Whatever.
I opened my first little magic shop in 1988, so 31 years. I've been schlepping around the world a good 25 years looking for that little thing. I can't say any more than what I'm going to say now, but I'm going to be working with Alex again.
Cool. All right, good to
I've
know.
already got another great item idea from him. I'm already tweaking the gimmicks and changing the gimmicks a little.
Cool.
But he's a good fit for me, Alex. He kind of his ideas fit into my line really well. So
Cool.
I'm going to be working with Alex again later this year, probably. Might even be a Blackpool release actually. I'm thinking of saving it. It's so good for
Cool.
Blackpool.
All right.
So I'll be working with Alex again, which Alex obviously already knows. That wasn't a surprise just then for Alex. He already knew.
Okay. All right. Michael Shout's here. He's a great guy from New York. He's the guy behind New York. Was it the Magic Night, Monday Night Magic in New York? That's what I'm trying to get out.
I know Mike really well. Say hi, Mike. Hey, baby. How are you doing?
He says he got stuck on a call. Will this be available after it's? Yeah, so anyone out there watching, if you're just popping in and you got to go, these are available on replay, both here and on YouTube in a little bit once I get them uploaded. So if you can't join us for the whole time, don't worry. This will be up later. You can enjoy the whole thing with a beer in your hand and kicking back and relaxing a little bit. So there you go. Good to
I
see you,
know
Michael.
Michael really well. He's a good guy. Nice guy.
Let's see, another Mark. Mark's back again. Mark Wybrow. Mark, when are you next demoing in the UK next? I want to meet you. So we were talking about something else before this that you're going to be
Is
doing.
that a real question? Is
That's
that
a
a real
real-
question, or have you just made that up?
Unless you're this other guy, unless you're this Mark guy, Mark
Because
Wybrow.
just just before we went live, me and Luke were talking, and Luke said, "Are you back over in England?" And
Yeah.
I'm not here to plug road shows, but I'm involved in something called the Real Magic Roadshow. And we've just announced today that we're going to do 6 in the UK in September. We are going to do 1 in Edinburgh, 1 in Newcastle, 1 in Leeds, 1 in Bristol, 1 in the Midlands, and 1 in London. That's myself, Paul Richards, Chris Smith, Dirk Losender, Christian Schenk, and then we'll have a guest at each one, like Alakazam, Magic Box, Merlin's. You know, we'll have a guest at the different places as well. Gary James is going to be helping us up in Edinburgh. The guy who did Prosecco and the production stuff, he's going to be helping us up in Edinburgh.
Cool.
So the answer is the end of September. I will be demming and showing latest releases in the UK.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. And you also mentioned to me before we went live that you're going to be popping up next month at the IBM convention in Scottsdale, right?
Yeah, I'll be in Phoenix for at least 3 days, definitely 3 days. I'll be in Scottsdale for the IBM, and the other one I'm down for this year is Magic Live, as we just said. And then the other big convention, you know, a brilliant lineup. I don't know if you've been following the Genie lineup in Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
Man, it's like it's like the who's who of magic, right?
Yeah, dude. Richard means business, yeah.
I reckon Kaufman's cashing some favors in or something, because I'm not telling people to go, but that lineup's insane. That's crazy.
Orlando. That's a fun city. That's a fun one.
Yeah, I don't live far from Orlando. I only live an hour.
That's right. Yeah, you're in Florida. You've been there for a while. You and the lovely Trisha.
Yeah. I moved here full time in 2010, and I've been
Cool.
coming backwards and forwards a bit longer than that. But yeah, it's about an hour for me, maybe an hour and 10 minutes to that hotel.
Okay.
But I think the Genie will be good this year. I really do.
I'll have to see if I can. That's in October, I think, right?
Yeah, something around 4, 5, 6, might
Okay.
be 3, 4, 5. It's in that region.
Cool.
I literally looked at the lineup yesterday and went, I just can't believe that's long.
Nice.
It really is pretty strong.
Well, speaking of strong stuff, we are here today, guys, chatting about JUXTAPAD. This is the brand new release, a Mark Mason presents. This is Alex Latorre's JUXTAPAD, a very, very versatile utility gimmick / device here that allows you to do a lot of cool stuff. I've been showing some of the things you can do with it throughout this, and you can watch the trailer. It's at the very beginning of this if you catch the replay. Let's see here. Bob Miller, how we doing out there, buddy? Let's see. I missed you in Vegas. Yes. Rich Gilbert, another bit of love for you. The hardest working pitchman in Magic. Your booth is always packed and busy, and you always seem to lose your voice in the end of Magic Live. See you this year at Magic Live.
Yeah.
That's about right.
About that third day, usually, whenever I am, FISM, third day, Blackpool, the last day, I go, man, I talk too much. My voice gets so tight, really, really tight. It really does. But yeah, there's nothing you can do when you're pitching all day. You just get a tight voice, right?
Yep. Yes, sir. Any other thoughts about JUXTAPAD? You know, I know we covered the refill part, which there is nothing magical to buy. Talked about the reset, quick little 5 second if that reset. Talked about the pocket space. You know, talked a little bit about that. How hard it is to do, which is a non-issue. Is there anything important about it that you want to
Did we
make sure
mention any
people know?
book, Luke?
I'm sorry?
Did we mention any book? You know, it's any language. The book is not gimmicked.
Right.
Yeah.
Very
I
important.
don't know if people realize that. And another question I've had a lot is it a gimmick pen?
Right.
Because the ink vanishes, because they assume it's the pen's nothing to do with it. You can write in a biro, a pencil. The pen is not a part of the method at all. But I do get asked that a lot. I was asked literally just yesterday, it's a special pen, right? And it's making the ink disappear. That isn't the method at all. It's nothing to do with that. That's not how it works at all. Am I still in shot?
Let me come back to you. I was showing the Vanish and the...
I just moved my laptop a little bit.
You're good. You're good, Mark.
It's hot in Florida. You have to move every now and then.
Make your own little breeze.
Can I think of anything else? Obviously, not just a book test we mentioned. You can make any word vanish, change, or appear. A symbol, an amount of money. There's a good routine. Somebody was telling me the other day they write an amount of money. I'm waiting for a routine. You know this new watch that everybody's got? I haven't got, but I'm showing a watch. A friend of mine said I've got a great idea where they name any time and it's on the pad and then it changes to the time on the watch.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah, the João Miranda watch.
Yeah, exactly. And I haven't got the routine yet, but I can already imagine in my head what he's doing. And I went, man, that'd be strong, right?
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, so it's the wrong time and then it's the right time. And then when you turn the watch over, that's the right time. I mean, that's cool. It'd be worth buying a watch almost, I think. But so that sounded really good. That was somebody told me the other day. Sounds really good. The stick-it notes we've already mentioned are just normal. You buy them online. You buy them at Staples, Office Depot. Buy 2x2 inch square, Luke, and then you don't have to trim nothing.
Very good to know. Speaking of JUXTAPAD 2, the details, Michael Bell wants to know, so what all comes with JUXTAPAD when you order it? Is there anything that, so we've already talked about the refills, Michael, but when you do receive it, that's a good question too, because sometimes when things come to you, and I know what you're saying, you don't have to trim stuff, is this a do-it-yourself, Mark, or is this something that comes pre-made and that they can use for that?
I'm going to tell you exactly what you get in the packet. So in every packet there is what I call the JUXTAPAD gimmick, the pad itself. And that pad is built, the 2.5s of the gimmicks, and then there's an extra pad for refills. And then if you want to do the book test, there is the gimmick that you're going to have to put inside the book. Mm-hmm. Yeah? And that's going to take you a minute, maybe 2 minutes to put it on the page you want, where you want it to be in your own book. Mm-hmm. You're not receiving a book. I get asked so that's what's in there. And it's not downloadable instructions where I download you how to make it all. Right. You are getting something in the packet, obviously. You are getting the gimmick. Right. So that's what's in every one. And then obviously online video instructions giving you 2 or 3 different ideas and some different thoughts on what you can do with the pad.
All right. And we're looking at it again, JUXTAPAD by Alex Latorre. A very, very nice piece of magic. I guess the last question here that I'm going to get to as I let you run, because we're about the 30-minute mark here, a little bit over. Ellis Cohen wants to know, I assume it's not examinable. So the pad, I will say one thing. If you look in the trailer, though, Javier puts it in their hands and not a fear in the world about it. So, I mean, I'll let you answer that, though.
No, you hit the perfect answer. The actual gimmicked pad, would I let them put it under a microscope and try and pull it apart and stuff? Of course not. So the answer truly is no, not really examinable. But can the pad you're seeing in the trailer is the gimmick? You know that, right? Mm-hmm. That's not a real pad. We're not editing the trailer. She's holding the gimmick. Yeah. So you would have to know how to unlock, separate that pad to be in a bad place. But I put the pad on their hand every single solitary performance. Yeah. So is it examinable 100%? No. Can you lightly let them touch it, hold it? Some of it's people skills as well, isn't it? They hold it and they take it off her.
Good point.
And by the way, I thought the magician in the trailer did a great job.
Oh, Javier, yeah, he's great. Yeah.
I thought Javier did a really good job, and I know what I'm looking for, and I know how he's managing each situation, and he managed the situations really, really nice. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah,
you can look at it and touch it, but obviously not 100% because there is a gimmick in that pad.
Honestly, though, even after watching it myself in person, you know, I think most of the heat I would assume would be more on the book at the end when the thing appears in the book, which is fine, you know. So,
yeah, you know, I let them open the book.
There you go. Yeah.
I let them riffle to the right page, and then the heat goes off the book when you give them the post-it note.
I was going to say that too. Absolutely. Yep.
All the heat's got, because now they realise it really was any book, and now they go, man, he gave me. So now there's no heat on the post-it on the book because you give them the note out of the book.
Yep. All right. Well, really good stuff here. And if you guys do have a chance, I know a lot of people have been asking where they can see you. If you do have a chance to see Mark, make sure you have him demo this for you in person. It is fantastic to watch him do this and anything else in his line of stuff. So definitely make sure to stop by his booth. And if you're at Magic Live, you'll know where to find him. He'll be the guy. You won't miss him. You'll hear this voice. You'll hear this familiar voice.
But you'll hear the voice getting less as day 3 comes along.
That's true. This is true.
I always look forward to seeing everybody out there, and regardless of whether you buy my products or not, I love to see people and have a chat and show them what's cool or what I like. And I like to see other great stuff as well. So I look forward to see everyone later this year, maybe IBM, Magic Live, or over at Genie in America. Always great to speak to you as well, Luke, and you're such a nice guy and do a great job, and I know people have a lot of respect for you and what you do, so always great to speak to you, buddy.